Okay, so we're going to look at ratio and proportion, and we're going to review those from before. So when I want to state an equivalent ratio, what I want to do is I want to multiply or divide by the same number. So if I look, I have 4 and I have 15, and I can't divide them by the same number, but I could probably multiply them by the same number. And you can pick any number you want to multiply them by. You can multiply them by 2, by 3, by 4. I'm going to pick to multiply them by 2. So if I multiply this by 2, I get 8. And if I multiply this by 2, I get 30. If I look at the next one, I have 25 and 45, and I can multiply them by something, but I can also divide them by something to make them smaller. So to do that, I'm going to divide both by 5. So if I divide this by 5, I get 5. If I divide this by 5, I get 9. Now I want to solve for the missing term in the following proportions. So I'm going to put 1 over 1 and 2 over 2. So this would give me 2 over x is equal to 5 over 15. Because I have one fraction equals another fraction, I can cross multiply. I'm going to get 5x is equal to 30. Because I multiplied x times 5 and 2 times 15. I can divide both by 5, and x is 6. This one's already set up for me, so all I need to do is cross multiply. So I'm going to do x times 32 and 8 times 28. So 8 times 28, if I do that, I get 224. I'm going to divide both sides by 32. And I get x is 7. Same idea here. I'm going to do 1 over 1, 2 over 2, 3 over 3. So I have 6 over 2, x over 3, 12 over y. So in this case, I don't know x and I don't know y, but I do know 6 over 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up as two different questions. So I have 6 over 2 is equal to x over 3, and I'm not going to worry about this one right now. So now I can cross multiply, so 2 times x is 2x, and 6 times 3 is 18. Divide those both by 2 to figure out 1x, and x is 9. Still need to figure out y, so I'm going to start again. I know 6 over 2, so I'm going to set it equal to 12 over y. I can cross multiply, so I have 6y is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 6, and 1y is 4. If I look at the next one, I want the unit cost. So this is the cost for 1. So I want to know how much is it going to cost for 1 meter. So I'm going to take the cost and I'm going to divide it by 210. So I want to know the cost per meter. So if I do 30 divided by 210, I get approximately 0.14. So it's going to cost me approximately 14 cents per meter. Again, I want the cost for 1. So I want to know how much is it going to cost for 1 pair of gloves. So if I divide 5 by 2, I get 2.5, but remember it's money, so we need to add in the extra 0. So I get $2.50 per pair. Interesting fact, the Sam Key building in Vancouver is the narrowest commercial building in the world. The ratio of its length to its width is 50 to 3. It is 30 meters long. How wide is it? So its ratio of length to width is 50 to 3. So this is the length. And this is the width. So I know it's normally 30 meters long. I want to know how wide is it. So I'm using x to represent the width. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I get 50x, and I do 3 times 30, which is 90. I'm going to divide both sides by 50, so I can divide 90 by 50, because these will cancel out and give me 1x, and it'll give me 1.8 meters wide. So I can say, therefore, it is 1.8 meters wide. Okay, if we keep going, Jane earns $45 in 3 hours. What is her hourly wage? Again, how much is she earning per hour? So I want to know her cost per hour. So if I divide 45 by 3, it means she earns $15 per hour. Okay, so that's her hourly wage. Now, if she works 30 hours in a week, I need to know how much she's going to make. So I figured out that she earns $15 per hour, and if she works 30 hours, then I can say that she earns $15 per hour. She's going to work 30 hours, so I can multiply those two together. So it means she's going to earn $450 for that week if I multiply those two numbers together. So therefore, she earns $450. Okay, so now I have a market, and it carries 3 flavors of ice cream: vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. They sell in approximately a ratio of 2 to 5 to 3. So that means for every 2 vanilla, there are 5 chocolate and 3 strawberry. How many cartons of each should be stocked if there is space for 80 cartons in total? So if I look, the total of the cartons in this ratio, I would add them together. So I'm going to add 2 plus 5 plus 3. So it says I have 10. So if I look at just my smaller ratio, the total is 10. So if I look at vanilla, there are 2 cartons out of every 10 are vanilla. But I want to know if we make it much bigger, I want to know how many are vanilla if we now have 80 cartons. So I can cross multiply. So I have 10x is equal to 2 times that, which is 160. And I'm going to divide both by 10. So I'm going to divide 160 by 10, which says I only need 16 cartons. I'm going to do chocolate next. So chocolate, there were 5 cartons out of a total of 10 in the smaller ratio. I want to know how many out of the 80 will be chocolate if they order that. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to get 10x is equal to 5 times 80 is 400. Divide both by 10. I'm going to do 400 divided by 10 gives me 40. Lastly, I want to know how many strawberry. So out of the smaller ratio, there are 3 out of every 10 will be strawberry. I want to know how many would be strawberry if I had a total of 80. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I have 10x is equal to 3 times 80, which is 240. Divide both by 10. So if I divide that, I get 24. And if you add up 16, 40, and 24, you should get 80. Let's double check that. So 16 plus 24 plus 40 gives me 80. So we can say, therefore, they should stock 16 vanilla, 40 chocolate, and 24 strawberry. Okay, so if I look at this one, a resident of Mexico is working in the USA and she was earning $80,000 per year, and I want to know how much that would be if we converted it to Mexican pesos. So the first thing I need to do is I need to convert that into Canadian dollars, and then I can convert that into Mexican pesos. So 1 Canadian dollar is 0.846 US dollars. So I want to know how many Canadian dollars I could get for 80,000 US. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I get 0.846x is equal to 80,000. And divide both sides by 0.846. And I can find the value of 1x. So I'm going to take my calculator and do 80,000. And I'm going to divide that by 0.846, which is the conversion. So I get $94,562.65. Remember, we're rounding to 2 decimal places because it's money. So I get $94,562.65. Now I need to convert that Canadian dollars into Mexican pesos. So 1 Canadian dollar is 9.003 pesos. I have $94,562.65 Canadian, and I want to know how many pesos that is. So I'm going to cross multiply. So I have 1 times x is 1x, and I simply need to do 9.003 times $94,562.65. So I'm going to do 9.003, and I'm going to multiply that by $94,562.65. And that's how many Mexican pesos there are. So that would be 851,347.52 pesos. So therefore, her salary would be 851,347.52